Welcome into the show today. I'm your host, Will Ortner of Seahawks Today, and I hope that you are all just a little bit fatter and a little bit happier after the holiday week. Enjoyed your turkey, but now it's officially time to get back into business, and that's by rooting on our Seattle Seahawks against the Minnesota Vikings later on today. Seahawks need to get a victory. At the time of this recording, your Seahawks are favored, but they still can't treat the Minnesota Vikings like they are some washed up has-been. I think that the Seahawks are going to win. And I'm going to use the video today to explain to you how the Seahawks will win as long as they follow my keys to victory in this one. But before we get into any of that, go on in, smash that thumbs up button if you like Seattle Seahawks victories. I like it when the Seahawks win, so I'm going to go on today's video, and I'm going to hit that thumbs up button. I hope you do the same thing, and you go smash that thumbs up icon. All right, so we're going to get into those keys to victory, and the very first key for your Seattle Seahawks is going to be your pass rush. You have one of the better defensive fronts in the National Football League, and you need to make Minnesota's quarterback uncomfortable in this matchup. When you look at the sack leaders, go down the list, all four of those guys have their hand on the line of scrimmage, or in the case of Uchenna Nwosu, sometimes he's in a two-point stance. Byron Murphy, Leonard Williams combined 12 sacks on the year. Honestly, probably should have a couple more the way those two are getting in the backfield. Quarterbacks would just run into other guys' arms. Uchenna Nwosu, he gets his sacks in big moments, and he gets them in abundance. What I mean by that is when he gets one sack, he usually gets two or three. And frankly, DeMarcus Lawrence, while he's the fourth guy when it comes to sacks, he's one of the top guys in the National Football League when it comes to pressure. You have to get after this Minnesota Vikings team. We saw it last week when Green Bay was able to pressure J.J. McCarthy. He just did not feel comfortable in that backfield, and he did not make great plays with his arm, right? If this defensive line can continue to get pressure on the Vikings quarterback in this matchup, you're going to see errant throws. You're going to see throws that lead to more opportunities for interceptions and turnover-worthy plays. And most importantly, and I cannot reiterate this enough, it will lead to sacks. And sacks are drive killers for an offense and makes that quarterback more and more skittish. If this pass rush gets in the backfield, watch the freak out. The next thing that we need to look into on my keys to victory is keeping Darnold comfortable. I think when you go through his performances so far this season, you're going to see a very good year for Sam Darnold. I mean, just look at his stat sheet. He's got basically 70% completion. He's going to have 3,000 yards passing after this game is done. And he's going to be a guy at the end of the year that's probably looking at a 30-touchdown performance. Now, the interception numbers are higher than we'd want, but most of those interceptions come in 2 games, and we'll get into that in a little bit of why those interceptions were a problem and why they happened. But Seattle's offensive line has done a great job this year. They've only given up 11 sacks on the season, and that's been what's made Darnold feel the most comfortable. It is clear from his year last year in Minnesota to his year this year that when Darnold is upright and he feels comfortable in the pocket, he delivers great footballs to his receivers, to his tight ends, to his running backs, and he is a winning quarterback. He's a guy that can win you a lot of football games. This offensive line has to continue to play at the high level that they have been, keeping him upright. Now, I might be hyperbolic in this. Maybe it's a little bit of recency bias, but I do think that this is the best Seahawks offensive line that you've had in at least the last 5 years. Potentially, it's the best offensive line unit that you've had in the last decade. But I want to ask what you think. I'm pretty open about it. I think this is the best offensive line unit you've had in the last 5 years, and I think the offensive line unit has kept you from winning a lot of football games before this. Let me know what you think down below in the comments. Best offensive line unit? Maybe there's a different unit that you think was a little bit better. This guy right here, and those of you who don't know, that's defensive coordinator for the Minnesota Vikings, Brian Flores. He loves to blitz. So this offensive line that's only given up 11 sacks, this offensive line that I have said, hey, you are the best unit that Seattle's had in 5 years, you're going to be in for a tall task. This comes from Sharp Football Analysis. The Minnesota Vikings blitz more than any team in the NFL. Right now, they're blitzing at 46.8% of the time. So basically, every other play, someone is being added into the box. That means not 4 are rushing, but 5, 6, 7 sometimes. It's like you're playing your little brother, your little cousin, and every single time in Madden, they do engage 8. Brian Flores wants to bring pressure, and he wants to make it look confusing. This offensive line unit with a backup center has to look freaking phenomenal in this game. Do not be shocked if you see a lot of blitzes early. And if the Seahawks offensive line is able to shut down those blitzes early, keeping Sam Darnold comfortable, letting him deliver strikes to JSN, Cooper Kupp, Elijah Arroyo, AJ Barner, Kenneth Walker, Zach Charbonnet, expect Flores to kind of back out of that and expect the day to be easier for the Seahawks. Now, the next key to victory that the Seahawks have to engage in is also going to involve the offensive line. You need to pound the rock. That's what this offense wants to do, and that's what's most important for this offense. And we're going to get into more of that here in just a moment because I do think it is important to really emphasize what this rushing attack will do. But before I do that, now I do want to thank our new sponsor over here on Seahawks Today, and that is our good friends over at Cash App. Scammers know the holidays are busy for everyone, which can make us all targets for scams. That's why Cash App builds in protection to keep your money safe while you're checking off your shopping list. If you're about to send money to someone for a deal that's too good to be true and Cash App flags it as a potential scam, they'll warn you before you send the money. Cash App also gives you an extra layer of protection with features like security lock. You can require a PIN, Face ID, or fingerprint to unlock your account and move your money, so even if someone gets a hold of your unlocked phone at a party, your money is right where you left it. Gift yourself some peace of mind this holiday season and download Cash App. For a limited time only, new Cash App customers can use our exclusive code to earn some additional cash for real. Just download Cash App, use our exclusive referral code SECURE10 in your profile, send $5 to a friend within 14 days, and you'll get $10 dropped right into your account. Terms apply. That's money. That's Cash App. Cash App is a financial services platform, not a bank. Banking services provided by Cash App's bank partners. Prepaid debit cards issued by Sutton Bank, member FDIC. Promotions provided by Cash App, a Block Inc. brand. Visit cash.app/legal/podcast for full disclosures. A good rushing attack is going to ease all things for the Seahawks. There is a reason why you're the 31st team in the National Football League when it comes to throwing the football. You want to run the ball. It opens everything else up for you, and you're starting to see a better performance from your running backs. As we look at Kenneth Walker and Zach Charbonnet and what they've been able to do this season, the rushing attack is clearly moved forward. It's clearly gaining, as well as what we saw against the Tennessee Titans. You saw that both Charbonnet and Kenneth Walker were able to hit big gains in that one for big runs. What I think is going to be important is if this rushing attack can go the way that it needs to, right? If it can have 2 or 3 big rushes here. I'm not asking for 200 yards in this game. What I'm asking for is consistent, good football movement. 3 yards, 4 yards, 5 yards at a time. Every once in a while, a big 15-yard chunk. A big 12-yard chunk. Just like he did against Tennessee. You are going to see this offense reach its full potential. And that full potential is going to stop Flores from being able to pack more guys into the box. Or when he does add more guys in the box to stop the run, well, that leaves JSN, Cooper Kupp, and someone that I want to feature here in just a moment on an island on the outside. In one-on-one matchups, man, I really love those Seahawks wide receivers. The last key to victory, feed this guy. Feed Rashid Shaheed. You made a big trade for him, and it's clear that Seattle is trying to hit him on big plays. But it's also clear that he just isn't quite there yet. Whether it's Shaheed, whether it's Sam Darnold, honestly, in my opinion, it's a combination of the two of them. But he hasn't had that big explosive yet. It feels like he's just waiting to pop. I mean, right now he's averaging 10 yards a catch. Problem is he's got 3 catches. That means he's only got 30 yards. Now, that doesn't mean Seattle hasn't taken shots against the Titans. You tried to hit him over the middle for what would have easily been a 20-yard gain, plus whatever he got after he got the football in his arms. And against the Rams, you had another throw to him down the sideline where if Darnold leads him by a yard or two more, it's a touchdown. And we're talking about you beating the Rams and being the number one team in the NFC instead of a team that is trying to find their way out of the wild card. But the throws were just a little bit late, just a little bit short. And that led to Shaheed not having big plays. I expect that to change. Frankly, I expect that to change in this game. And I think you're going to see more and more teams try to shut down JSN because they don't want to be the team that gives up 100 yards receiving to him. They want to find a way to slow him down. They want to find a way to say, hey, we are the JSN stoppers. That means Shaheed's going to be one-on-one. And whenever you get an opportunity with Shaheed one-on-one, Sam Darnold, man, chuck that thing up. So that kid's going to be down there somewhere, and he's going to make a big play. Here are my keys to victory. You got to get after the passer, make Minnesota's quarterback uncomfortable. Keep Sam Darnold, your own quarterback, comfortable and upright. Don't let Flores' blitz plan get back to Darnold, make him see ghosts again. Pound the freaking rock is another great way to keep Darnold upright when you're not in the pass pro. It'll back Flores off just a little bit from blitzing. And, of course, I want the big play, man. We've had the new guy for a couple of games now. I'm tired of seeing him in the backfield for gadget stuff. Hit Shaheed on a deep pass. I've wanted to say I have a need for speed, and I need Rashid Shaheed. And I haven't had a chance to do that. Let me get there. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to today's show. Make sure that you go in and you smash that likes button. Help us get that victory. Later on, come and join us as well. We got a watch party going on later today that you don't want to miss out on if you can't be over at Lumen Field for this matchup. Thank you guys so much. I'll catch you all next time.